Hey guys, Molden here, and yesterday I built the 100 million gold budget barb on my stream, and I'm gonna start with the results. 3,900 lifetime kills per hour, in keep depth 2 on MP10, average 4.6 legendaries per hour with that kill ratio, and it's just amazing. Like with 100 million gold, you can build a really sick barb as long as you're a Paragon 100 that farms so many legendaries. So for example, as I showed in the previous video, you can just spend 10 euro on gems, then resell them for gold, and then you got your barb set that's really fucking strong. Now I'm gonna show you all the items now and also some gameplay footage, but the entire process of like buying the gear and also playing with it, I mean, I was playing 17 minutes with it, just testing stuff, and I found 4 legendaries during the time. Obviously this was a bit lucky, but it still shows the potential of the build, even with 100 million gold budget. I mean, might be a lot for some people, but for some people like 5 or 10 euro, whatever it's worth right now, for a set that gives you the ability to farm that much, let's say up to 100 legendaries per day, you can get with this set if you play a lot, 24 hours. But yeah, then you can get your money back probably. Or when a patch comes out, you're like one of the people with an advantage at the start. For example, if new legendaries come in the economy, you're gonna have a higher chance to find them with a barb that's able to find so many legendaries than with, let's say, another class or another build that doesn't work that effectively. And then you can like sell those new legendaries for maybe 250 euro each. I don't know if this is gonna happen, but we'll see. But yeah, the entire process of buying the gear, if you're interested in that, you can find on my stream. There's a VOD from yesterday. I'm gonna link it in the channel description below. Okay, now I'm gonna go in game. Okay, and here I am with the budget barb. You can still see here all the items that I bought. Now, as you can see on my Twitch TV channel, I approach budget builds with an Excel sheet. I just list every item, helm, gloves, weapon, and so on, and I dedicate a certain budget to it. For example, with 100 million gold total budget, what I did was, I gave like 5 million gold for all of those armor pieces, then 30 million gold for the weapon, and the rest for the rings and amulets and gems. But then when you look for items, for example here, the Immortal King gloves, sometimes you see, okay, or let's say you find 2 Immortal King gloves, one for 5 million gold and one for 8.5 million gold. And the one with 8.5 million gold is much better. So then it is worth to actually say, okay, I'm gonna spend a bit more than I had budgeted for this item, but I'm gonna save it on other items. So for example, let's say for example my boots, I found those boots for less than 1 million gold. It was a good deal and I was like, okay, I budgeted 5 million gold, but now I saved 4 million. Same with my scorn. I was originally budgeting 30 million gold for a scorn, and I got this scorn for 10 million gold. And then I had a lot for an amulet, and I was able to buy a really sick amulet that's probably also worth something because it got so much HP and it helped a lot with survivability. But yeah, it was the gear. Gonna go in game now, show you it, and then do a run, and the rest you can see on my stream. So first about the item pieces, as already explained before, I'm going for 5-piece Immortal Kings. 5-piece Immortal Kings is one of the 2 options that you have. The other option is to get attack speed. But I think it's much better to get Immortal Kings because they don't just provide the 5-set bonus, but also the 3-set bonus, which is also useful and underestimated, and it's just a really great set in general. So I go for a cheap Immortal King set, not gonna spend more than 5-6 million gold per piece. And I got a pretty decent Immortal King set. Here is the helm. This one rolled, I think, Dex, Vitality, and high base strength. The chest with strength and vitality. What you want to check on the chest is high armor. The gloves rolled all resist, pretty good also. Crit chance and crit damage, those are the 2 main stats that we need. Boots, high vitality. Now, one thing you have to take into consideration is strength on gear is usually more expensive than vitality. If you would swap the strength and vitality with the Immortal King's boots, they would become a lot more expensive. So in this case, I decided to go for vitality. And a belt. Immortal King belts, you don't need to have a special stat with like minus or frenzy damage or whatever. You just go a random stat. The only thing you need to take care of here, don't take a rend. Because if you take rend as stat, it's hard to get your run going because you spend, or you wanna auto attack to get the first Fury. And if you spend, or if you have a belt with minus Fury to rend, you're never going to be able to like get enough Fury for a Battle Rage, because then your rend is only going to cost, let's say, 15 Fury, and Battle Rage costs 20. Yeah. And I purchased rare pieces, usually shoulders and pants. Shoulders, you can get pretty good shoulders for cheap money. I mean, those have 400 base stats, high dex, high all assist, nothing wrong with them. Same with the pants, high strength, high vitality, high all assist, 2 sockets, and it's like 3 million or something. And the bracers, just any random lacunis for the movement speed. Yeah. Scorn, I was already showing before. It was pretty good Scorn, also the gem in it. Like with the gems is the next thing. You only want to buy a good gem for the Scorn. And then on the other pieces, helm and chest and pants, you buy 1 level lower quality Scorn. Now, I don't know what the name of those Scorn is. I think this one is a flawless star and the other ones are just normal star. Okay, and then at the end I usually go for the amulet first. I got this sick one. I mean, it gives me not just almost 40k DPS, but also I go from 50k HP to 70k HP, so it's also almost 20k HP. And the rings. Now ring, I decided, okay, I need a bit more all resist, so I went for an all resist ring first. With crit damage and crit chance, those stats should also always be on the ring. And this is the other ring, where I went purely for damage because I knew I had enough defensive stats. Now after playing with this build, I could probably drop my HP even more, like 70k is overkill, and get more DPS. But with this build, everything dies instant with a crit rend, so I don't even need that. Like, the only mobs that I need to rend twice are Skull Cleavers. Okay, that's it pretty much. The spec you probably should know already by this point. And I'm gonna do one run now, and yeah, that's it pretty much then. Now I'm still gonna use my Bulkator's weapon to get the Fury going. Wrath of Berserk up. And with Scorn, 1 Scorn is enough to kill all of them that get crit. The crit chance with this budget build, or 100 million gold budget build, my crit chance is actually, you can see with overpower, 79.5%. This is only 3% less than my 30 billion gold main barb. Just so you see the difference. It's very insignificant. And you see, like, if you see me or watch me play like this now, there's almost no difference to my real barb or to the 500 million gold barb that I did. Obviously this barb is a bit worse. I mean, my real barb is at like 5.2 legendaries per hour. My 500 million gold budget barb is at 4.8, and this one is at 4.6. If you just calculate it from the lifetime kills. But that's not a big difference. It's 10 or 15% compared to my main barb, but you save almost 30 billion gold. And I think this gear is a lot more accessible for players than my real main barb gear, which I acquired in like half a month of play, half a year of playing. Yeah. You see, everything goes smooth, and one test run and I find legendaries, lacunis, and this time for the YouTube community I'm actually gonna identify this, because usually I identify the legendaries on stream, so I'm just gonna identify this time. Now you can see I have problems with my Wrath of Berserk, because I was excited about legendary, but I can just refresh it. If I refresh it, I don't rend. I just refresh my Wrath of Berserk to full now, and then I rend to kill them off. Pretty simple stuff. I don't know why I'm always so lucky with legendaries. Like every time I play I get like 10. Yesterday I got 1 hour with 12 legendaries. It's also on my stream. Pretty crazy. But it's fun, and I'm really looking forward to the next patches, to additional content. Yeah, and that's how the game is fun. Like if you're able to farm something, be successful with it, get me in legendaries. For me the game is a lot more enjoyable than if I would do something, I don't know, where I don't find a legendary in 5 hours. Now, I often get the question from you guys saying that you have the budget, but what you don't have is a Paragon 100 Barb. Now, it is true, you need to have full Magic Find to be able to do this at max efficiency, otherwise you're gonna get half the legendaries. Or just a bit more than half of the legendaries. The gear alone, or the spec alone, isn't enough. You need a Paragon 100 Barb, but the other YouTuber named Last Hope for Rower, he made a video about how to farm experience really fast. As Barb, 150 million XP per hour, and if you farm like that, it only takes 80 hours of playing to get Paragon 100. So 80 hours you can get to Paragon 100. It's a very easy run. You can do it with the same gear that I have here now. You can do it with the same gear, and you get a lot of XP, and then it should only be, let's say if you play 5 hours a day, you can get in 16 days from level 0 to level 100 of Paragon. The run is area creator level 2 over and over and just killing the scorpions. You just kill the scorpions, like here you skip certain mobs. I skip the elites here with this build. With my main Barb I'm able to kill some of the elites. But here I just skip them, and that's the same with the experience run in the area creator level 2. You just skip the elites, you even skip the white mobs there, except I think the spear guys and the scorpions. Alright, so before I stop, the Laconis. And yeah, they aren't really good. Not good Laconis. But yeah, that was my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe I gave you some inspiration to build a budget Barb, or maybe to level a Barb up. Let me know if you can get a good set. And yeah, enjoy the game. I'll be back.